Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about separated parents advice. In this video, we're going to talk about a common misconception as the hardest thing for separated parents to deal with when co-parenting their children. And then we're going to talk about some things that you can do to be more successful as you are working with another parent who's living in a completely different place. When parents separate, it's very difficult on children, especially children who have strong bonds and attachment with both of their parents. They feel torn. They're worried, actually, about some of their relationships with their parents. They feel like if they're living with one parent, then at the time, the other parent isn't bonded to them. They don't understand the deep nature of a child's bond. And so we do need to make deliberate plans for how to parent them when we're not actually there, how to help them know that we care. And ideally, the co-parents, the mother and the father, will take some steps to try to make sure that they make this whole dynamic easier on the child, because it is difficult for them. The child starts blaming themselves for things. They start thinking that they should be solving problems in the relationships with their parents, or when they get to a home and they feel slightly disconnected from that parent because they haven't been there, they think it's probably their fault, and that parent's been doing something else. They're involved in work or, other things with another blended family. They don't know how to join back into that. There's a lot of things that they have to deal with. And so really wise parents plan ahead of time. And that's what I'd like to talk about now. Many people think that the main problem that parents face when they're separated and co-parenting a child is logistics. Like, okay, how are we going to get them here and there? Are they going to have to fly to your place? How often? Are we going to see them half-time? If so, what does that look like when their school schedule's like this? Like, some people think that's the hardest thing. Well, oh, but they've got this soccer club that they're at, or maybe they do horseback riding lessons or music or something, and how are we going to get them there when they're halftime with you and halftime with me, and all of those things, and where are we going to live? Are we going to mandate it in the divorce decree, that kind of stuff, so that it's not too hard on the child? Are we going to keep the child in one house and we both move in and out? Like, people think that's the hardest part, and it is hard, but that is absolutely not the most important thing that you should be considering if you are worried about the well-being of the child. It is not the actual external environment that the child is in, like the house that they're in, or the town that they're in, or even the school that they're in. Those are not the most important thing. The most important thing is the attachment that they have to you, the consistency that they get in that attachment, in that parenting, so that they don't feel like they're living in two completely separate worlds when they're with their parents. And I know sometimes that's easier said than done, because sometimes the divorce happened because the parents did want two separate worlds. But what are you going to do for that child? You got to think of them, right? And I'll give you some ideas for what you can do to get on that same page as parents, but also if the other person's not, then what do you do? We'll talk about that. So here's my tips. Your emotional tone sets the culture for your home when you are doing your parenting and your child rearing. So make sure that you focus on calmness first, okay? Your own calmness is super important. If you have calmness, you will feel safe to your child. You'll feel approachable. They'll be able to bond to you. Even when they're not with you, they'll feel like they understand you, that they can have a conversation with you. If they're in some other environment, maybe with that other parent, and they don't feel like things are okay, they'll know they can reach out to you and that you'll have some sound advice for them, that you won't overreact. They don't want one parent to overreact about the other parent. When they're telling you, okay, Dad yelled at me about this, they don't want you to go and yell at Dad. They want you to let them know how to handle it. Sure, if it's super bad, if it's abuse, if it's something, they want to know you'll stand up for them, of course. But they don't really want to pit their parents against each other. Sometimes they don't tell their parents things because the one parent is constantly attacking the other for things that are being told because they're not being calm. So being calm is super important. I actually have lots of books. I've written 15 books. Here's 4, okay? This book here, The Power of Calm for Parents, is going to be a game changer for you. Read this book, make sure that you get your own calmness in place. Then there's 3 books for calmness for children. They're all in a series called The Calm Crew. You do buy them in a set on the website. The first one is about brain power, about how your brain works with calmness. You can use this to teach them so that in the moment they can be prepared. The second book is called Planning Power. So this helps them create a calm plan for themselves that they can use in the moment. And then the third one is called Choosing Power. So this teaches them about their choice and how much power that they have to make choices in the moment so that they don't end up feeling emotionally controlled by the things that are going on around them. So calmness, having that be a hallmark of the tone of your relationship, is going to draw them towards you, and then they'll be able to learn from you. Don't put the child in the middle. The child feels in the middle already. Don't make them your messenger, your spy to tell you, what did mom say? What did dad say? Well, what did they do about this? Well, what did they say when you told them? You know what? Just don't. Just don't go there. It is not going to help you. In the end, the child is going to feel burdened. They're going to feel like they have to come tell you everything all the time. It's actually controlling. I know that you want to know so that you can help them. I know, but just don't do that. Just don't go there. Instead, what you should do is you should actually just talk to your child about what's happening at home. You might say, hey, how did everything go? You want to tell me anything? Or what was your favorite part of your trip or whatever, that kind of thing. And then, always make sure that door's open, that they can tell you stuff. And so then if they come to you and say, Mom, Dad did this thing or whatever, okay, now you're there and you're ready, but you don't have to keep them spying on you for more and more stuff. Sometimes when you hear one concerning thing, you want to make sure that there's not more concerning things happening every single time. And so then we start micromanaging. They'll start feeling like it's getting too dangerous because you're starting to get too involved, and so then they'll shut off and you won't be able to hear much from them. So then they'll start not wanting to open up to you, and that's going to be bad for your relationship. This next one, if you can get both of you on board, it's going to be a game changer, and that is keep your core skills consistent across the homes, okay? So if you have already been on this channel a lot, then I talk a lot about the 4 basic skills of self-government. These children's books each teach one of those 4 basic skills, which are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, disagreeing appropriately. Those skill sets and those 4 basic skills take care of 99% of your behavioral problems. So think what could happen if they have them at both homes. Then you're not going to teach them how to follow an instruction or accept a no answer and then have them come back the next time and suddenly they can't do it again, right? Because it's not happening at the other place. So it makes your life better, but also makes their life so much better because they're not manipulating one place and not at another place. Teach them the skills that they need for success. These skills are going to be really beneficial, but here's the biggest one. This book here, Parenting a House United, this book will teach you the parent skills that you can use to correct problems when these skills aren't utilized. Now, just so you know, these skills can be used for all ages. These books are probably for ages 12 and under, but you can teach the skills to your child no matter what, even if you don't use these books here, because in my course, my TSG parenting course, I teach all about how to teach these skills, and I was using them with foster children ages 12 to 18 before I even started teaching them to my toddlers and children that were growing up at the time. That's who they were designed for, actually. So in this book here, Parenting a House United, you will learn the skills that you need to solve the problems in a calm and effective way. Calm being the key thing, right? You'll have the right tone. You'll have a structure. You can even have a consequence system that's in place where if one person, say, goes out of control at one house, at the other house you can follow through with whatever they earned there. This is if you've got good communication with the parents. Honestly, you could have such a mature, healthy dynamic with parenting with the children if you just all had the same skills, the same language. That's oftentimes the problem is children go to one house and there's one set of morals and language, and they go to another house and there's another set of morals and language. If you can unify that language at all, it helps. And you know what? If at the other house they don't want to learn all those skills, teach your children how to teach those skills to that other parent. Here's another tip for you. Pre-teach for the transition moments. So they're going to be transitioning school, home, school, another home, all the time. Whose car? They're going to be packing, all the time packing. I do think it's wise, by the way, to have sets of clothes at both houses, and sometimes they just transition from house to house because it's what they're wearing and goes to the other house. You know what? Just deal with it, because it is a burden to have to pack up your clothes all the time, to bring your toothbrush from one place to the next place, all the time. Hopefully that part of the logistics of the transition can be made easy, but what I'm talking about with transitions is something that's even more important, and that is that at your house you're teaching certain skills. At the other house, maybe they're not. Now, we already talked about the ideal, like, well, if they're with you, if they're going to be mature in the relationship and everybody's going to learn them the skills that they need for good communication, well, hey, then you've got a good situation that you can work out. Let's say they're not going to learn how to disagree appropriately. Maybe that other house doesn't like disagreeing appropriately. Then what can you do about it? Well, what you need to do is prepare your child to maintain as much as they can between transitions. So what you do is you say, okay, right now you're going to be going over to Dad's house. And he does stuff a little bit different. His TV policy is different. I'm not going to control what you do over at Dad's house, but I do want you to just remember the why. Why do we do other things besides watch TV at our house? What do we get out of it? What does our relationship get because of that? And so, you know what? You can say you want to do something else over there if you don't want to keep watching TV. You can give him suggestions of other things to do and maybe even ask to have other experiences that he hasn't thought of yet. That's an option for you. When you are at Dad's house, try to use all your skills. But if you forget, when you come back, we'll start right back into using the skills and to correcting. And maybe they earned a negative consequence and it's time to go to the other parent's house. You can say, all right, well, when you're going to be at Dad's house, you won't have to do this extra chore because he will be not following through with that over there. But when you come back, you'll get the opportunity to do this extra chore. I'll just put it on a little sticky note and we'll save it for you. So you go and have a good time. You don't make it like it's a big deal, right? Things shouldn't be weighty, okay? But you pre-teach about what they need to remember when they go there, if they can remember, and what's going to happen when they come back. You're going to come right back to the way that things were before. And hopefully it feels calm and safe and inviting and instructive and bonding and love, but also consistent because you're helping them learn the skills that they need for success. Self-government is all about learning how to control yourself. And every parent has an obligation to teach themselves self-government, but also to instruct their children in self-government if they want their child to be free. And I know it's difficult for a child to feel like they're free when they're torn between two different worlds. So learning the principles of self-government can help your child see the world through a different lens. And I'd love to help you with that. First, I'd love to help you with your calmness. I have a Calm Parenting Toolkit. It's a beginner little course to self-government calmness. So it's just a quick course, like an hour and a half or so, 10 tools for calmness. If you go to my website, teachingselfgovernment.com today, and you click on the Calm Parenting Toolkit, which is right there on that homepage, then you can have the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. Right now, I'd love to give it to you. It's my gift. I'll see you there.